The silhouette of the Himalayas is the world's most recognizable shorthand for Nepal. It is a landscape defined by rock cairns and the extreme altitude of the snow-capped peaks. Further south, that vertical world ends abruptly. Along the border with India, the terrain gives way to the Terai, a subtropical expanse that is entirely flat and sits barely above sea level. This geographic split creates a country with two competing identities, one that attracts the world's climbers, and another that sustains the nation's physical infrastructure. This southern lowland is Madhesh Province, a region situated entirely within those fertile plains. It is the smallest of Nepal's 7 provinces. At just 9,661 square kilometers, it accounts for a mere 6.5% of the country's total landmass. Yet that small footprint holds over 6.1 million people. It is the most densely populated region in the nation by a significant margin. This concentration of people and geography creates a specific tension: how a tiny, flat strip of land exerts such outsized influence over a mountain nation. The logistical influence of the province begins with the soil. These plains serve as the primary agricultural source for the entire country. Madhesh contains roughly 574,000 hectares of arable land. This single province generates 25% of Nepal's total wheat and rice production. Beyond food, the province controls the commercial entry points for the state, centered on the border city of Birgunj. As a landlocked country, Nepal relies on Birgunj as its largest dry port. The vast majority of international trade and industrial goods arrive through this specific gateway. This includes the nation's energy supply. The primary petroleum pipeline from India enters the country here, making this checkpoint the origin for nearly all of Nepal's fuel. The sheer concentration of these resources in such a small footprint makes the lowland corridor a logistical bottleneck. For the mountain regions to function, they rely on this single flat artery to supply their food security and industrial fuel. While the province drives the economy, it also holds the spiritual capital of the region, Janakpur. In the Hindu epic, the Ramayana, Janakpur is the ancient kingdom of King Janak and the birthplace of the goddess Sita. The Janaki Mandir temple stands as the city's centerpiece. It is known locally as the Now Lakha Mandir, a name derived from the 9 lakh gold coins reportedly spent on its stone and marble construction. Every year during the Vivah Panchami festival, thousands of pilgrims from across South Asia arrive to observe the anniversary of the divine wedding. For the people of Madhesh, Janakpur is not a historical ruin, but a beating heart of active pilgrimage and cultural identity. This heritage defines the daily routines of the region. The Mithila identity survives here as a distinct cultural space, separate from high mountain traditions. Language is the primary marker of identity. Maithili is the dominant tongue, spoken by over 45% of the province. The demographics also show a diverse religious landscape. A significant Muslim minority, 13% of the population, lives alongside the Hindu majority. The visual cornerstone of this culture is Madhubani art. Traditionally created by local women, these geometric wall paintings and intricate patterns have gained international recognition. This specific combination of language, diverse faith, and ancient art forms makes the Madhesh ecosystem unique within Nepal's borders. However, the massive economic and cultural output of the province is not reflected in the quality of life for its residents. The Human Development Index, which measures health, education, and income, places Madhesh at a score of 0.519. This is significantly lower than the national average for Nepal. These socioeconomic struggles have led to decades of political tension. The region has seen repeated movements for greater autonomy and recognition of its specific identity. It is a persistent irony. The province that feeds the country and manages its trade is the same region that has historically struggled to sustain its own development. To an outsider, Nepal will always be synonymous with the high peaks of Mount Everest, but the high-altitude world depends on the logistical and agricultural reality of the lowlands. Madhesh acts as both the engine of modern trade and the keeper of an ancient mythological kingdom. It is the flat, indispensable foundation upon which the entire mountain nation rests.